A lot's going on. So I joined in April, and since then I've been busily growing the team. So we've nearly doubled in size just in London alone. And with that, obviously my role is for Europe. So I've also got an eye on European expansion. France has been growing really nicely, as is Germany, which means that soon we'll be expanding into those two markets. So we've got editors in Paris and Berlin. So that's coming. You would have also seen that we signed a significant deal with WPP, so $50 million, which is a huge deal for us in Europe because it will definitely help us in our expansion plans as we go outside of London. Probably it's kind of hot off the press, can't say too much about it because we will have a big launch, but video, branded video will be coming to my region very soon. So our video business based in LA, so BuzzFeed Motion Pictures in Hollywood, has been a significant driver of growth, both from an audience and from a revenue perspective. So it was only a matter of time once I joined that I'd be looking at how we can scale that business outside of California to Europe and beyond. So we're looking at the UK as being the first market. So we've now got 2 editorial guys on the ground shooting in London, British content, which has had an amazing reception with our audience. And we're working on signing deals with brands. So we'll soon have our first UK branded content videos to play for Q4, so really exciting. You know, I spent a long time at Google, and there's a lot of parallels between BuzzFeed in the early days and Google in the early days. And I remember Larry and Sergey their mission was to teach people that ads weren't bad, you know, and as long as the ads were relevant and informative in the case of Google, that they were a good thing to respond to. And I look at BuzzFeed, a very, very similar approach. But instead of search, it's content. So we believe that great content should be shared, regardless of whether it's a piece of news or it's a list or it's a piece of advertorial or lit form that's brought to you by a drinks brand. So we take a lot of care and attention creating, writing, shooting great content, both for ourselves and for our brands. So what we see is that some of the sharing that we see is irrespective of whether it's brought to you or paid to you by a brand or brought to you in-house. So we look at that sharing number as the currency of success, and off the back of that, as a technology company, we collect all of that data and all of those insights that piece of content holds or held, and we use that to reinform us and reiterate the next time we produce that content too. So it's a constant cycle of testing and learning and then recreation.
Tell us a little bit about the editorial sections, channels on BuzzFeed UK and EMEA,
yeah.
and sort of editorially what's going on. And I know you have a high-powered editor in Janine.
We do, and Janine. So she joined a couple of weeks ago. It's great to have her on board. Clearly she's amazing, and she's also a fellow lady, so you know, she's my partner in crime. But you know, we've been synonymous as an entertainment site really since our kind of creation, 2006. But then we hired Ben Smith, who was the editor of Politico a few years ago, and he is our global editor-in-chief. And he's brought a real gravitas to our editorial team. So we have Pulitzer Prize winning journalists. We have Heidi Blake. I'm so proud to say that she works as part of our team in London. She broke the FIFA story. So these are award-winning, very, very respected writers and journalists. So on the one hand, you visit BuzzFeed, you might see a hilarious cat video or, you know, lists and quizzes, but also some groundbreaking, news journalism. And also we have global world correspondents as well from across the globe that are breaking stories, you know, as we speak 24/7. You know, video, as I mentioned earlier, our international video strategy I think is going to be really exciting. I think looking how we will scale that business internationally is also going to be really interesting for us and for me personally as a leader. It's just such a huge contributor, as we see in the US, to our growth. and to our revenue growth. And I'm really excited to be part of that whole new strategy. I mentioned also our internationalization as a company, not only across Europe but across Asia, and South America is a huge market for us. So the globalization of BuzzFeed will also be really exciting, but also we'll be launching new products as well. So we recognize that content is consumed within app, so expect to see some more products from us from an application standpoint too.